The rain fell gently on the pavement, each drop echoing in the empty streets. James stood motionless under the dim glow of the streetlight, his fingers trembling as he clutched the withering bouquet of white lilies. He had always brought Sabrina lilies. They were her favorite. But today, they wouldn't reach her hands. For 10 years, Sabrina had been the light of his life. She was the kind of person who made the world seem softer, brighter, as if she carried the sun in her pocket. Their love had been steady, unwavering. They had faced life together, with all its joys and struggles. James had promised her a lifetime, but fate had different plans. He could still hear the doctor's voice, clinical and cold, as he delivered the news. "She's gone." "I'm sorry." Gone. The word felt unreal. How could she be gone? Just this morning, she had kissed him goodbye, her lips warm against his cheek. Just this morning, she had told him she loved him. And now, she was nowhere. James walked through the hospital corridors, his feet dragging as if carrying the weight of the entire world. When he reached her room, time seemed to stand still. There she lay, so still, so peaceful, as if she were merely sleeping. He reached out, brushing his fingers against her cold hand, hoping and praying that she would wake up. But she didn't. The days that followed were a blur. The funeral arrangements, the condolences, the empty apartment filled with echoes of her laughter. Everything was suffocating. James found himself standing by her grave long after everyone else had left. He whispered her name into the wind, hoping somehow she would hear him. "Sabrina," he choked, his voice breaking. "I don't know how to do this without you." Silence answered him. The world moved on, indifferent to his grief. The days turned into weeks, and yet, James found himself unable to let go. He still made her morning coffee, only to watch it grow cold. He still left space for her in bed, unable to sleep on her side. One evening, as he sat in their apartment, he found an old letter tucked inside one of her books. The sight of her handwriting made his heart race. "James, if you ever find this, I want you to know that loving you is the best part of my life. If ever the world takes me away too soon, please promise me one thing, live. Keep loving, keep dreaming, and keep going. You are stronger than you think. I will always be with you, even if you can't see me. Forever yours, Sabrina." Tears blurred his vision as he clutched the letter to his chest. It was in that moment, for the first time since she left, that he felt her presence. Not in the way he wished. He would never hear her voice again, never hold her in his arms, but in the memories, in the love they had shared, in the very air he breathed. James took a deep breath. The pain would never leave him, but perhaps, just perhaps, he could learn to carry it with him. For her, for them. And so, with trembling hands, he placed the lilies by her grave and whispered, "I love you, Sabrina. Always." As the wind carried his words into the night, James took his first step forward, knowing that though she was gone, their love would never fade. Months passed, and James slowly began to piece his life together. The grief remained, but he learned to live alongside it. He returned to work, though his heart wasn't in it. He met with friends, though laughter felt foreign to him. And on some nights, he would sit by the window, staring at the sky, imagining Sabrina among the stars. One evening, he decided to visit their favorite cafe, a place they had spent countless mornings sipping coffee and sharing dreams. As he stepped inside, the familiar aroma of roasted beans filled his senses, bringing back memories of her infectious smile. He hesitated for a moment before taking a seat by the window, just like they always had. A quiet voice pulled him from his thoughts. "Excuse me, is this seat taken?" James looked up to see a woman standing before him, her eyes warm and kind. She had a book in her hands, much like Sabrina always did. He hesitated before shaking his head. "No, go ahead." She smiled softly as she took the seat across from him. "I'm Emily." For the first time in what felt like an eternity, James felt something stir within him. Not love, not yet, but something close to hope. A grieving man standing alone in the rain. A sorrowful man in a dark coat stands under a dim streetlight, clutching a bouquet of white lilies. Raindrops fall gently, and the wet pavement reflects the glow of the light.